Tucker Carlson was describing an experience that he had in bed with a demon. And then I want to share my experience, because it was almost the same thing. Hey everybody, welcome to 60 and Then Some. I'm Lance Simons. And the other day I came across a video of Tucker Carlson. He was describing an experience that he had. It was an experience that he had in bed with a demon. And I just want to listen to this with you, and then I want to share my experience, because it was almost the same thing.
Oh yeah, I had a direct experience with it.
In the milieu of journalism, or just?
Nope, in my bed at night, and I got attacked while I was asleep with my wife and 4 dogs in the bed and mauled. Physically mauled.
In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon. Or by something unseen that left
Is that right?
claw marks on my sides, on my...
So it left physical marks?
Oh, they're still there. Yeah. A year and a half ago.
Was your wife terrified? I know you were.
I wasn't. I was totally confused. I woke up and I couldn't breathe, and I thought I was going to suffocate, and I walked around outside, and then I walked in, and my wife and dogs had not woken up, and they're very light sleepers. And then I had these terrible pains on my rib cage and on my shoulder, and I was just in my boxer shorts, and I went and flipped on the light in the bathroom, and I had 4 claw marks on either side underneath my arms and on my left shoulder, and they're bleeding.
Wait, they were bleeding?
They're bleeding, yeah. No, they're actual claw marks. And I sleep on my side, so I wasn't clawing myself. I don't have long nails. And they didn't fit my hands anyway. But yeah, that happened. So I'm not from a world where things like that happen. I never heard of anything like that happening before. I had no idea what that was. I knew it was spiritual immediately.
You did? Okay, that was gonna be my question.
Yeah. I don't understand to this day. I'm not gonna put it
You didn't try to refute the spiritual part in your own mind. You went right into the
Well, it didn't make any sense, and it doesn't now. But I'm not from a, what do they call it, faith tradition that talks about things like that or even acknowledges their existence. Like, there's nothing like that. I've never heard anybody say anything like that in my whole life.
What was the next day like?
Well, the next morning I woke up and I thought, that was the weirdest dream I've ever had. And then I saw blood on my sheets, and I realized that was not a dream at all. I called my assistant, who was like the only evangelical Christian I know, well enough to call with something bizarre like that, totally bizarre like that. And she said, oh yeah, no, that happens. Yeah, people are attacked in their bed by demons. What? What are you even talking about? Yeah.
So now that we've seen that, let me tell you a little bit about my experience. I've been going through a lot of mental stress, life turmoil, a lot of decision making, and I'd spent a lot of time in prayer. Now, I always considered myself a Christian. I started, I gave my life to Christ when I was 12, I think, at a Nicky Cruz crusade. If you know who he was a gang member that converted, and his life was detailed in a book by David Wilkerson, The Cross and the Switchblade. But so I was at a crusade of his and gave my life to Christ. And since then, I've considered myself a Christian. Have I lived a perfect life? No. Have I backslid some? Yeah. But at this time, I'd been spending a lot of time praying, hardcore praying on my knees, even fasting some. And one night, I was just sleeping sound, and somebody was trying to pull my body out of my soul out of my body. But there was another entity there that was pulling it back. It was so real. We have a headboard that had square spindles in it, and I was grabbing that thing tight so I wouldn't be taken away. It was all over and done. I turned on my light and looked at my hands, and they had red creases in them from where I'd been grabbing those spindles so hard so I wouldn't be taken away. It's giving me chills because it was so real. My wife slept through it. I got up and walked around, sat down, had the light on, almost like I was too scared to turn the light off. But I knew that it was a spiritual war, a spiritual fight. I believe that Satan was there or a demon was there trying to take my soul away. There was a fight over my soul. And to this day, it's so vivid and clear in my mind. It'll be something I never forget. So anyway, I saw the Tucker thing and I could relate. There wasn't scratches on my side, but there were evidence in my hands that I was hanging on for dear life. So, there's a spiritual war out there. God's fighting for us. Demons, Satan is real. And, man, you got to get right with God, because demons are out there wanting to take you down like a crouching tiger, ready to pounce and destroy your lives. So spend time in prayer, get right with God and just continue steadfastly in His ways. Anyway, thanks for watching. It wasn't much of a show, but it was real, and it gives me chills to today. So, anyway, that's everything for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Lance, and this is 60 and then some.